it's me, Wei An. Okay, with an exercise for you after a little while. Today's video might be a little bit long, so we're going to break it down into parts. Okay, the first part, we're just going to talk about the exercise and how to do it. Second part, we're going to talk a little bit about how I suggest you think about this exercise to kind of tap into flow, psychology, flow state type things that I've been looking into over the last few years. And in the third part of the exercise, we're going to talk about an additional way to do the exercise, or an additional layer rather, for the physical nature of it, of the exercise. Now, first, before I start showing you how to do the exercise, you can see that there's nothing in front of me, it's just an empty floor, but that's just for the purposes of the demonstration. Okay, this exercise is good to be done, if necessary, if you have any risk of falling or losing your balance. Do this with a chair or with a table or a wall in front of you, okay? Or with some other implement like, wizard's staff. This exercise goes like this. I'm going to stand on one leg and slowly I'm going to shift my weight to the other leg and then shift my weight back to the first leg and then shift my weight back to the second leg. Okay? You're going to try and do this exercise with no sudden movements, or fast movements. Okay, I guess this isn't necessarily sudden because it's not sudden in your brain. No fast movements, and ideally, no losses of balance and wobbles. So that means as you shift your weight from one side to the other, you need to make sure that you are stacked and balanced on top of the leg you are going to stand on before picking up the other leg. Take a nice slow step, pick up the other leg. Okay, so you're going to try and do this exercise like a nice long sigh, as if you're just going, ah, oh, ah, oh. Okay, nice, slow, and smooth. If you don't have a chair or a table or a wizard staff, you can also use a wall. Lean on the wall as much as you need to, or maybe just with your fingertips to help you get a little bit more balance. And as you just saw, you can also do this exercise standing on one leg and then going up to tiptoes, still trying not to wobble as far as possible. Or you can try and go as low as you can and see if you can balance on one leg for a moment. Okay? And you also want to do this exercise for a set amount of time. Most of us have smartphones nowadays, so you can just set an alarm on your phone. I suggest anything from 3 minutes and up. If you do it for less than 3 minutes, it's a bit like... If you do it for 3 minutes, you get a good workout for your feet and all your stabilizing muscles. And it also helps bring your brain to a different place. Which brings me to how to think about this exercise. Over the last couple of years, I've been digging into this flow state thing that psychologist Mihaly Csikszentmihalyi called the state of optimal experience. I think. I'm pretty sure. I've read his book a couple of times. Anyway, flow is this place in which you pay attention to what you are doing, you are focused and concentrated, and all the distractions of life, like whether or not there's a fire in the kitchen or if you fed your dog, kind of disappear. Admittedly, those are pretty important distractions, so hopefully you don't have to think about those. But other smaller distractions disappear and you pay attention to the thing that you are doing, like when you are reading a really good book or having fun playing a game with your friends or something or other, just being out in nature, having a nice walk and observing stuff around you. We're going to try to find that in this exercise, okay? using a couple of flow triggers. The first is one that we've already mentioned, which is the duration. Try to do this for a little bit of time. You can do it for 3 minutes, or better yet 5 or 10. You have to pay attention to all the little bits and pieces of your body that might be wobbling. For example, if I shift my weight, I can think, oh, what are my hands doing? Are my hands doing weird things? And then if I have like tension in my hands, which sometimes happens when people are trying to balance, you can go, oh, I can let my hands relax. Or you can think, oh, it's my lower back hurting. Oh, maybe I can relax my lower back. And so on and so forth. Okay? So first, this time. You're going to use time to let your brain and your mind settle and quiet down as you just shift from one leg to the other leg. Now, one of the flow triggers that you can use, or that we are going to try to use in this exercise, is having clear goals. Of course, the first goal is just to shift from one leg to the other smoothly and slowly. That's quite straightforward. From one leg, smoothly and slowly. Okay? And tying in with clear goals, we're also going to work with the flow trigger of having immediate feedback. Now, for example, if I am shifting my weight and I move too fast, first I can go, ooh, I move fast, okay. I didn't fulfill the terms of this exercise. And then I just had to put my foot down because I lost my balance. So 2, I lost my balance. So those are instances of negative feedback that we don't want. But they are also immediate. You straight away know, go, ping, 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 I made a mistake. But if you don't have that negative feedback, because you are doing your exercise well, you can realize, I am moving very smoothly and very nicely. I'm doing a good job. I'm having minimal or no wobbles as I shift from one leg to the other. That's great. So you have immediate feedback about your clear goals. And you do that over a certain period of time. And hopefully that will help to drive us into the flow state, into letting the mind quiet down and relax and just pay attention to the exercise that you have on hand. And as you do this, you get good balance training, good proprioception training. You can try to go, ooh, what are my hands doing? Even if I'm not looking at them because I'm looking at the camera. What is my free leg doing? What is my standing leg doing? Is it going up and down? And then now, if you have watched this far, we're going to get to the extra physical layer you can add on top of this exercise. One way to help stop the wobbles and the losses of balance is to keep your middle and your hips engaged. And you don't want to do it like this, by sucking in your belly and squeezing your butt and looking like this. Because if you do it like this, it's very tiring and very uncomfortable, and it's not feasible to walk around life like this all the time. Rather, I want you to imagine that you have a cat. This is not a cat, this is Musa. But he likes cats, so he doesn't mind being associated with them. If you have a cat, you want to hold the cat nicely and gently. If you hold the cat like this, it will go very badly for you. Sorry, Musa. I guess depending on the cat, it might still go very badly for you even if you hold the cat nicely, but let's assume it's a nice, soft, cuddly cat. Okay? Now, if you hold the cat nice and soft with your hands, I also want you to try to hold the cat nice and soft with your stomach or your belly as you suck your stomach in. And with your butt, as you squeeze your butt muscles, gently. Okay, we're going squeeze. No, squeeze! Okay, hold the cat. Shift from one leg to the other leg. then as you do this exercise, you can try to shift further and further and go lower and higher as you wait until the alarm rings. Thank you for watching.